So the last game on the cartridge is perhaps the most well-known of them all, Cheetahmen. Now, unlike any of the other games on the cartridge, it seems as though they had big plans for Cheetahmen. Free with the Action 52 cartridge came a crappy 12-page comic book with the story of the Cheetahmen in it. Should we have a look at the comic book? We should have a look at the fucking comic book! So it all starts off when 3 baby cheetahs sit and watch their mother get stabbed by some bastard named Dr. Morbus, who then takes the 3 baby cheetahs into his lab where he injects them with God knows what. And so they become the Cheetahmen, Hercules, Ares, and Apollo. Dr. Morbus raises them for 15 years until he sells them to rob a village, but they don't, and so he calls them ungrateful freaks. Except they spelt ungrateful wrong and put ingrateful. They soon realize that they saw Dr. Morbus kill their mother, which is a plot starting to sound very fucking similar to Batman. Anyway, we then see 3 of the game's bosses, the hyena, the white rhino, and the scavenger. To keep things short, they kick their asses, Dr. Morbus says, "Oh really, he escaped in a red bubble, the end." But what's most interesting about the comic book is the end page, where it has an advertisement for Cheetahmen action figures. These included the White Rhino, the Scavenger, Cygor, Hyena, Dr. Morbus, and all of the Cheetahmen. But honestly, who the fuck would want to buy them? It also says to ask my local toy store for information on how to get my Cheetahmen action figures. But do you really think I'm gonna do that? I'd probably just get a fucking blank look as if the shopkeeper never knew what the hell I was talking about. Luckily, these figures were never made, and probably for a good reason. But no, that's not all they had planned for Cheetahmen. There's also that infamous sequel, which has been put down as one of the glitchiest games of all time. So with all this fucking hype, you'd think that the game would actually be decent. Fuck, no it isn't. To start with, the introduction story has fuck all to do with the one in the comic book, but instead blithers on about some dude that was pulled into the TV and became part of the video game world. The first Cheetahmen you play as is Ares. Now one thing you'll notice with this game is that all the enemies are from the previous 51 games, including that thing from Non-Human, Saddam Hussein from Storm Over the Desert, the Snowball from Chill Out, and various other friendly faces who I can't fucking recognise. The first 2 levels are pretty simple. In fact, even the boss is really fucking easy. I guess this boss is the hyena. Remember the part in the comic where all the hyena did was jump around like a complete asswipe?
Jump around! Jump around! Jump around! Jump up and get down!
No, me neither. After that we get to play as Hercules. Yay. Now although Hercules seems big and muscular, he's actually a weak little pussy. I mean, look at this. This tiny little car fucking killed me. What the fuck? I must be like 10 times the size of that car, yet it fucking killed me. What, did it run over his foot and kill him? I don't understand. And what's with the start of level 4? Does this flashing ever fucking stop? Is it really necessary to have this flashing? I'm telling you people, if you're epileptic, you better stay the hell away from this cartridge. And do you know what else I don't understand? How come this conveyor belt takes me to the other side of the screen, yet when I go on it again, it takes me somewhere completely fucking different? I'm completely fucking baffled by this whole game. Time for the second boss in the game. That battle lasted, what, 2 seconds? Because this battle's programmed so fucking poorly, it's not even possible to beat unless you stand at the far left side of the screen and continuously tap the punch button. This way, he can't fucking hit you. Well, he's not supposed to fucking hit you. Also, being the Spider-Man fan that I am, I can't help but to think that they really ripped off the Rhino from the Spider-Man universe. Not that it really matters. Okay, people. Deep breaths. Because now it's time for level 5, which is by all means the level from hell. In this level, we find ourselves playing as the final Cheetahmen, Apollo. Now the first really annoying thing in this level is where they've fucking placed these purple dynamite things, because if you jump too fucking far over this hole, the dynamite will explode in your fucking face, and if you do a jump that's too short, you're gonna fall down this fucking hole. This means that you have to do one of the most awkward jumps I have ever seen, and to do it you have to jump and then press right 3 times really quickly, so it's kinda like, jump, right. There's probably other ways, but that's the only way I could find to get it to work. Of course, this is completely fucking ridiculous, and you should just be able to jump over the fucking hole. But do you want to know what's even more fucking insane? If you actually fall down the hole, you're taken to level 9, where you can find a 1-up. But then the game just says, screw you, and takes you to some glitchy room where your Cheetahmen turns green and dies. So in reality, you're not getting your fucking 1-up. In fact, all you're getting is the opportunity to reset the game, because you're not getting back into level 5. If you have the patience to sit through this whole game again, you're just gonna be murdered by a fucking green skull. And no matter how hard you fucking try, you're never gonna be able to hit him. You can try shooting arrows at him all you want, but they don't line up properly with the skull, which means you have no choice but to take a hit. This means that you have to complete the whole of level 5 without taking any more than 2 hits. Of course, this is much easier said than done, since pretty much every enemy is impossible to avoid. To stand a chance, you really have to know what's gonna come at you and when, and you definitely have to act fast. Dear Lord, this game is terrible! And then of course there's level 6, where the game goes from being dreadfully, outrageously, mind-numbingly fucking difficult to something that's easier than me finding a seagull. There's some. Hello, Mr. Seagull. In level 6 there aren't even any enemies, and here's me thinking that the last level of the game should be the hardest one. Of course you do get to fight the final boss, the scavenger. Of course all you have to really do is stay at the left side of the screen and fire arrows at him. He won't even be able to hit you, making the final boss of the whole cartridge very fucking disappointing. So, for the last time, let's see how many problems were involved with that game. There was that tiny car that kills a big muscular cheetah, the never-ending flashing at the beginning of level 4, the conveyor belt that can't make up its fucking mind where it takes you, these purple dynamite things that are placed very fucking awkwardly, a hole that takes you to level 9 where the game glitches up, the fucking unavoidable green skull, and that very random difficulty of the levels. 7 problems. Taking us to an overall total of 109. And do you know what? There's probably quite a lot of problems still in the game that I missed. But I fucking had it with this game, and there is no fucking way that I am going to play it again. But still, 109 problems is quite high considering your average NES games like Super Mario Bros, Castlevania, Final Fantasy, Mega Man, and Zelda all have about 3 or less problems, and none of them are anywhere as near as bad as the problems in Action 52. I mean, if you think about it, there's a huge fucking difference between 3 problems and 109 problems. I bet even Barbie had a lot less fucking problems. Like, over 100 less. Huh? Hang on, I finished the game! Well, I'm sure fucking glad that's over. 69.